Hey, what's going on, folks? I'm gonna do a quick video on when I left meat products, animal products alone. That's when I started to heal. Now, I'm not telling you to leave them completely alone yourself. I'm saying that's what worked for me. When I stopped eating meat and using animal products on a daily basis, that's when my body started to come back to life. Now, I'm talking about my body now. Now, a lot of people say, well, we should eat meat, how are we gonna get our protein? Well, I haven't eaten it for 15 years and it seems my protein levels are just fine. I'm getting along just fine. I still have energy. And I do substitute that with plant protein. I eat a lot of avocados. I do the moringa plant. I get protein from nuts. I like walnuts, like sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. So I make sure I get plenty of those in my life. And people, when you hear this, you're thinking ingesting meat. Well, I'm talking about animal products on your skin. And if you read the ingredients of some of these products you have, you'll find out there's a lot of animal products in your soaps, lotions, shampoos. And I tell people all the time, in my opinion, you don't have to use all that fancy stuff, especially men. And men who have hair like me, I use one soap from head to toe. I wash my hair with it all the way down to my toes. So I don't need a fancy shampoo, conditioner, or none of that. I use plant-based oils. I have an oil called the Skin Repair Oil. Excellent. That's an excellent oil. Moringa oil. That is all, got all your vitamins in it. It even got vitamin C in it. I have a vitamin C oil. What else? I even have an oil for itching outbreaks. Now, all of these are based off of plants. All oils are based off of plant-based oils where it don't clog your pores. So I not only stop ingesting animals, I stopped putting the animal product on my skin altogether. And it made a big difference. My skin can breathe now. My pores are open now and can breathe. Check out the ingredients in some of these things you use on your skin. And I've done videos on this countless times. If it have 20, 30 letter words in it, you might want to look that up and you might want to rethink what you're using. You don't need all that fancy stuff on your skin. All these marketing commercials on what's the best of this and best of that, and when you read the ingredients, it's pretty much, some of it's poisoning you. So I'm just saying this video right here, I'm putting a little video out. When I stopped these animal products, whether putting it on, eating it, using it in shampoos, all that stuff, that's when my body said, okay, I can breathe now. I can start to work on things that I normally couldn't work on. And that's why, you know, a lot of healers say eating after 7 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock could be a little detrimental to your health, because your body got to digest through the night, especially eating heavy animal products at night. You imagine? And if you don't take a ginger or fennel or a digestive enzyme, which I'm going to do a video on that. I have a product called Digestive Enzymes, which is an excellent product. It's a pineapple and papaya enzymes, and they're excellent for digestion, especially meats are heavy proteins. So you might want to get something like that in your life. You don't want that stuff just sitting on your tummy, because it can cause problems. We've been through this. And it's where the weight loss come from. That's why I tell you about ginger. I told you that's why I don't, you know, I don't think my hair is completely gray and all that, because my body doesn't do all that work trying to digest stuff. And that is work in itself. That could age you. If your body's trying to digest this heavily processed foods, then that could age you, and this can cause the premature gray hair. I give you an example. These cereals in the mornings, I don't care what cereal it is and how much fiber it has on it. It has preservatives in it, because they need it to last longer on the shelves. Of course, I don't speak for every 100% of cereal, but a lot of it do. So when you eat these things, especially for the first meal of the day, remember I talked about that. The body's not ready for these heavily preserved things in the first meal of the day. So you eat these cereals and you use this cow's milk. Imagine how hard that is to digest. Imagine how hard your body has to work compared to eating an apple, a pear, seeded watermelons, or something like that. It wants to digest fruit almost immediately. It works really good with that. And then it uses the fruit sugar for energy. So you feeling pretty good? You digesting? See how this works? So I've had success in this way of life. And I just share it with people who want to feel better, look great, get more energy. Because I'm going to tell you, when I left them animal products alone and started eating fruits and stuff for the first meal of the day, and man, the energy it was off the chain. My energy got to be off the chain. And now I do, you know, like I said, I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm working till 10, you know, sometimes 10 o'clock at night. And get up and do it all over again. Every day. That's why I can't wait to retire. Your health daddy's tired. A little bit. But that's only from, you know, I mean, who wants to get up at 4:30 and work till, you know, 10 o'clock at night every daggone day? I mean, you're going to be tired. But it's time for me to go to bed, and then I refuel the next day. Body refuels just fine. But this is a little quick video on when I left the animal products alone. And it's just me. Just my advice to people who want energy, who want to change in their life. This is not for everybody. I do not try to speak for 100% of the people. But I'm just telling you how Health Daddy got his life back. And see, I'm almost 60. I don't dye my hair. I really don't. I wouldn't dye it anyway. I got little sprinkles of gray, but I don't have a head full of gray hair. And I you know, and I put credit toward, you know, not eating these heavily preserved foods, not eating these animal products that's going to stay in the gut 2, 3, 4 days, and eating it on a daily basis. Now, sometimes, you know, people think you should have a little piece of meat or something like that. Hey, more power to you. But on a daily basis, and that's the most thing you eat on a daily basis with potatoes. Look at how heavy that is. Meat and potatoes. And bread. And a lot of men brag on this. Oh, you ain't a man unless you... Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm almost 60. I'll show you a man. A man has energy. A man don't feel sluggish. A man handling his business. I used to have to take naps all the time, which nothing wrong with a nap. And I would do that if I was retired. I probably would take a nap in the middle of the day. I probably would. Because I love it. You know, everybody likes getting that rest. But if you're just tired, and you can barely make it through the day, you got to change some things up. So that's why Healthdaddywownet is available, Healthdaddywownet. And let me say this, folks, most of the time when I put videos out and they be short and they be 30 seconds, I can only put so much information in that. So look in the comment sections. Help me out and, you know, help me out. Sometimes I got to put in Healthdaddywownet in the comment sections 20, 30 times because nobody reads the comment section that asks for my website. And I don't want to ignore you because, you know, you'll say, well, you ignoring me. You don't want to answer. Are you real? I'm very real, but it would help me out if you look in the comment section. Usually that's where the information is. Healthdaddywownet. And we out of Louisville, Kentucky. Some people want to know that. Where you at? But it's all that's there on my website. All that's there. My story. Everything's there. So help me out. See, if I have to answer 20, 30 people the same question, that takes a lot of time, folks. And I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying it's usually in the comment section. And if you're in the comment section and you see people do that, just put it in there for me. Help me out. Help me out so I can do other things, man. You know, it just ties me up when I got to sit there and answer 25, 30 questions. You know what I'm saying? So help me out with that. Of the same thing. Now, I don't mind answering questions. And I'm going to tell you, I'm old school. So I would rather you call me. Now, my numbers to my stores on the website. I'd rather you call me and we answer questions like that instead. I can't type. I can't text all that. And okay, and last thing, if you ask me a medical question, I can't answer that type of question on Facebook. I'm not a doctor. So if you want to go in depth on what may be going on with you or somebody, your family member, something like that, I'm not diagnosing you because I don't do that. I'm not a doctor. But what I can do is I can kind of compare you to myself and say, hey, you know, you say, well, I have this trouble with digestion, and I can talk to you and say, hey, look, are you eating a bunch of potatoes? Are you eating a bunch of preserved foods? Are you eating restaurant food every day? And the number one question is high blood pressure. You know, are you eating from restaurants every day? Because they're notorious for having, you know, using sodium. And it's just the way they do it. Are you eating food out the can all the time? Because they have something called sodium nitrate in that. And that will make your blood pressure go through the roof. So if you're eating canned green beans every day and you think you're doing something, well, I mean, vegetables help that. And that's perfectly understandable. but it has sodium nitrate in it. It's a preservative. You shouldn't be. You got to eat them green beans fresh. And a guy, he called me, said, "Man, I done a cleanse. You know, my blood pressure still running high. You know," and I'm like, "Well, you know," I said, "Are you still smoking?" He's like, "Yeah, I got to work on that." Well, again, folks, you can't do what you were doing to get you high blood pressure. And I know, Health Daddy confession, and I've told this before, I smoked for 20 years. I smoked from 18 to about 37, 38 years old. After that, that's when I got into health. So I smoked for 20 years. So I know. But I didn't have black pepper oil back then to help me quit smoking. I didn't use no patch or none of that fancy stuff. I quit because one thing, that was hurting my chest, and I wanted to quit. I had to quit smoking. And believe me, I quit 2 or 3 times before I actually quit smoking. So I get it. But if you don't want high blood pressure, you can't be smoking. And you can't be drinking. No, that's not the way it works, folks. That's why, you know, I don't, you know, yeah. I don't, you know, I give it to you straight. All right, and some people are already having success at what I'm asking them to do. And the only thing they did say was, you know, well, you taught me how to eat better, for one. The herbals are great, especially when I'm eating better. But they're not going to work too much they're not going to work if you're drinking a pint of liquor a day. They just not. Smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. You might feel better, you might use the restroom better, but overall, you're going to still be in trouble health-wise if you continue to do what got you in trouble in the first place. All right, without sounding like a broken record, it's time for me to go. Time to open up the stove. Open at 11 to 7. I love this place. I love my life. I love helping people. And I'm going to continue to do it. Healthdaddywownet. All right, y'all. Bye.